This is Canonn Faction News, recorded live from the tinfoil lined box in Verity. A good relative time part to everyone. This is Commander Larzok, and welcome to Canonn Faction News. It has been an exciting week in the galaxy, both at home in Verity and in the galaxy at large. In news from Colonia, the Canonn have voted on the new name for our holdings there. The branch name suggested by Commanders Iron Anode and Buck Satan, Canonn Deep Space Research, has won out. The system name suggested by Commanders Hugo Ross and Spur XXX, New Verity, came out on top. And the base name suggested by Commander Horace, the Large Biscuit Collider, took the most votes. But sadly, this final one has been rejected by Colonia officials, and a special emergency vote has been scheduled. We here at CFN thank everyone for their participation in voting, and wish our far-flung brothers and sisters many fruitful hours of research and discovery in Colonia, and look forward to the excitement that this will inevitably bring. In galactic news, an interesting story is unfolding in regards to the Col 70 sector and the peculiar events surrounding the Recon organization. Apparently, Recon has somehow secured a permit to this area to conduct a construction operation from the Pilots Federation. Canonn has petitioned for a permit for months to continue their investigation into data recovered from the mysterious unknown probe, but has yet to receive any response. For more on this story, we join Commander Scarlet Ashcroft, who has done extensive research on this subject. Welcome to the show, Scarlet. Can you tell us a little about what you have discovered in your in-depth investigation in regards to this situation?
Thank you for having me here, but please, call me Dr. Ashcroft. As for Recon, they have indeed been working in the Col 70 sector, possibly unlicensed and unrestricted. I didn't catch this little detail at first, as I was too preoccupied with the latest news of a body being discovered near their construction site. But when I started looking into the incident myself, I realized that Col 70 is a locked sector. As you all know, every ship in the galaxy has a hard-coded system in its hardware and software that prevents pilots from entering certain restricted systems. Correct me if I am wrong, but I do believe it's the Pilots Federation that controls the issuing of the permits for these systems.
Indeed, the Pilots Federation holds the patents and all programming rights to our navigational systems and coordinates the issuance of permits from the smallest faction to even the major superpowers.
Precisely. So, here's where things start to get strange. From what I can tell, Recon is not that large of a company. In fact, my sources indicate they only inhabit a small handful of systems. They have holdings in Hotak and Dega, with their primary headquarters being stationed in the Zierla system. There's mention of them having activity in a backwater system known as Quator as well, though it seems to be a lawless area full of pirates for the most part. Recon operates as a mining and construction company, with their primary competitor being Mistopoulos Mining Incorporated. I must say, though, even these small bits of information were hard to come by. I'd not even heard of Recon until recently. But this has to make one wonder, what is such a small mining company doing in a restricted sector of space?
I was not aware of any of this. As you say, Recon seems to be of little consequence in the grand scheme of things, so that begs the question, how does a small mining organization succeed in acquiring a permit to this previously restricted area of space, when a significantly larger and more well-known organization such as Canonn is summarily ignored in its request? Could there be bribery at work here, or something else even more sinister? Could this organization be involved in hacking the Pilots Federation's software to circumvent the permit lock system that keeps the rest of the galaxy's organizations out of the Col 70 sector?
I am uncertain as to the exact methods employed by them to acquire the permit. What I am certain of, however, is they are not working alone. Recon lacks the funds to put on the table for a bribe to even be considered, and with their primary focus being construction and mining, I doubt they have the technical know-how to hack a ship's systems like that. So, if Recon is not directly responsible for the acquisition of their permits, then who could have acquired them on their behalf? I'll tell you who. The Sirius Corporation.
That is a bold accusation, Dr. Ashcroft. What leads you to believe that Sirius Corporation, one of the oldest and well-known organizations in the galaxy, could be behind this? Could this have something to do with their recent buyout of the Metadrive Corporation and subsequent stifling of a new form of drive technology that could open up a new era of exploration and discovery?
That's possible, sure. Perhaps there's a new fuel source out there with incredible properties well suited for hyperspace travel. Maybe that's what the unknown probes were leading to. What their motivations are, I do not know. What I do know is Riken has many times in the past called upon the Sirius Navy for military protection. Sirius also supplies a large portion of their mining equipment. Not only that, but the Sirius Corporation is the only possible candidate I can think of that would have the capability to acquire a permit to a locked sector before anyone else. Now, I can't say for certain whether they did this through legal processes or through illegitimate techniques. But if such permits are in circulation, then I demand the Pilots Federation release them to the public. We have as much right to that area of space as they do, and they should not be permitted to monopolize it.
This is very interesting, Doctor. Could it be possible that Riken is a shadow subsidiary of the Sirius Corporation, an easily disavowed child of the parent corporation, should the proverbial guano hit the fan?
I don't know. They are small, but they have been around for some time. As it stands, I don't have any concrete evidence to bring forward at this moment. However, before we go, I'd like to leave our listeners with this thought. Let's forget about Sirius for a moment. As far as we are aware, Riken Construction and Mining are the only known organization with a permit to the locked Col 70 sector. This means it is absolutely impossible for anyone else to enter the sector due to the brilliant design of the Pilots Federation permit system. Assuming all of this to be true, one must ask, whose body did they really recover from the construction site?
Hopefully the answer to that question will soon be revealed, along with the answer to how they secured access to Col 70 in the first place. Thank you for your time, Dr. Ashcroft. We look forward to further revelations in regard to this story, and we'll certainly have you back on the program if you're willing.
If I hear more, you will be the first to know. Thank you for having me on this show tonight. It was a pleasure.
And that wraps up this portion of our program. Stay tuned for further developments on this mysterious incident and many more here on Canonn Faction News. Thank you for listening to Canonn Faction News.